Hey, what's up, guys? This is Webby back again. And this time tonight, you are getting a double duty, double dose. So cinch yourselves in, get yourself something to drink, get yourself something to eat, lean back, relax, and get ready to get a full dose of wrestling tonight because we're going to be going over Raw and SmackDown right here on podcast. And quite frankly, everybody probably wondering why I did not do a Raw review last night. Real simple. Real simple. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Look, President Trump, he was in our area last night and it was shown on TV. So, with how miserable Monday Night Raw was, and I think the majority of the wrestling fans would agree with that, I decided come 9 o'clock, I'm going to watch the President Trump rally to see what he has to say in Southeast Missouri. So, that's what I did instead of watching the rest of Monday Night Raw, and I watched it tonight before I got into SmackDown Live. So that's where I stand on that. So for anybody that was wondering why Raw was not put up last night, that's the reason. But I can tell you by 7:45, 7:50, I was ready to go to sleep on Monday Night Raw. And I think a lot of wrestling fans was too, if you just look at the quality of the show. But we're going to dive into that and so much more right here on the podcast today. But first off, you all know what to do, and that is hit the subscribe button and hit the bell for all notifications. Join me on this journey right here on YouTube. Be much appreciated. A lot of fun and hard work goes into it for you wrestling fans out there. Plus, don't forget to go over to Facebook and Twitter at 2007 Webby and like me on both of those social media websites. Be much appreciated. But now, Monday Night Raw. Let's start off with that. Hit some quick, big points on that show. And it's really hard to find them, quite frankly. Really hard to find any good, quick points about Raw last night. You want to know the truth? You know, we're building to Survivor Series in a couple weeks, and WWE is being really lazy about it on Monday night. I mean, really lazy coming out of Crown Jewel this past Friday, going into the 32nd annual Survivor Series. You think they would try to build up the brand supremacy, brand warfare as importance, right? Importance, exhilarating, make us want to see it. And outside of, the AJ Styles, Brock Lesnar matchup, which that will be a very intriguing contest that will really light us on fire at the edge of our seats, just like it did last year at Survivor Series. Look, Monday Night Raw did not offer really much of anything going into Survivor Series to pique our interest whatsoever. I mean, just look at what it did in the first hour. You had Baron Corbin, you had Kurt Angle, Alexa Bliss, and everybody standing on stage. You had Alexa Bliss out there looking like a general manager. You had Baron Corbin acting all awesome, like he did something spectacular, costing Braun Strowman, the Universal Championship. Braun Strowman still acting like he's some big monster WWE, pretending like they can build him up to be what he used to be, even though they have damaged him so much that, let's be honest here, he is not a believable monster anymore. And we just don't want to see him in the main event. We don't. And I'm not believing this garbage they were having him do last night on Monday Night Raw. Alexa Bliss paying attention real carefully to the women's contest that we saw last night. And she was going to pick who was going to be on the women's team for Survivor Series because she is the Raw women's captain. Look, what is there to pay attention to, Alexa Bliss? What is there to pay attention to, WWE? What is there to pay attention to, creative writers, whoever came up with it? You gave us the same matchup that we saw at Crown Jewel. You've given us the same type matches that we see each and every week on Monday Night Raw for the women's division. 6-woman tag. You tell me, how are we supposed to be invested in that? We're not. So I'm sorry, Alexa Bliss. There's nothing for you to judge. Absolutely nothing. And we go from that to Jinder Mahal versus Apollo Crews and the 6-woman tag team matchup. Look, I'm fine with having some wrestling, a lot of wrestling on Monday Night Raw. But if you are expecting me to get interested or intrigued in Jinder Mahal, Shanti versus Apollo Crews, somebody who we did not even know broke up from Titus Worldwide, and WWE just came out and said that he did. Give me a break here. Seriously. After that, Seth Rollins and the Authors of Pain, AOP. Okay. Now, honestly, I would have liked to have seen a tag team tournament for the tag team championships. That would have been great to see for the Raw brand. But I'm okay with this. Titles didn't need to stay around Seth Rollins' neck. They didn't need to do that. So I'm fine with this. And what other team is going to go up to the top of the tag team division? You're not going to have anyone else. Corey Graves, Michael Cole. There's not one other tag team that is dominant on Monday Night Raw right now. AOP is the only logical tag team to get those tag team championships, and that was the right decision. Just wish it was made a little bit different, given to them. Dean Ambrose, still not giving any answers. I know some people probably not the happiest that he's not talking yet, didn't give his response yet. He just gave a dirty deeds to Seth Rollins. Hey, look, every single person that was wanting Dean Ambrose to turn heel was wanting a different side of Dean Ambrose, was wanting him to do something different, not act the same. So I'm okay with this. I like this style of Dean Ambrose. He's not talking. He has this kind of vicious look on his face. You know, his actions are speaking volume. Doesn't need to say anything right now. Not really. Mind games. Getting in the head of Seth Rollins. I'm enjoying it. Hope they add some more to that in the future. Elias and Dolph Ziggler. I can see this being a very good rivalry for Monday Night Raw going into the future. Elias, babyface now, and that will be a perfect opposition for him, Dolph Ziggler. And plus, you know, look, it's somebody important for Elias. Dolph Ziggler, one of the best superstars, I think we all can agree, Monday Night Raw has right now. I mean, more people are invested in Dolph Ziggler right now than they have in years. Whether it's because he's with Drew McIntyre, whether it's because he was in that huge rivalry with Seth Rollins, or whatever the case. Dolph Ziggler has been brought back to more promise on Monday Night Raw. There's no doubt about that. And it is a very good first step for Elias as a babyface. And they'll feed very well off each other. I like that direction on Raw. And Elias picks up the win here. So let's continue on with this rivalry. Get some backstage segments and things of that nature to add in with the matches as well. Ronda Rousey, she cut a pretty good promo on Becky Lynch. Look, going to be a pretty good contest at Survivor Series between Rousey and Becky Lynch. Armbar versus armbar. And both women have been knocking the socks off as far as cutting promos, if you ask me. Becky Lynch, more short, sweet, to the point. Ronda Rousey, it was like they were still trying to kind of get her in her groove as far as getting her mic skills better. But it was still a good promo by Ronda Rousey. And came with a big surprise this Tuesday on SmackDown tonight, which we're going to dive into in just a minute. After that, the other big thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, which was absolutely cringe in some sense, and I guess good in some sense, if you ask some people, Drew McIntyre and Kurt Angle. There is absolutely no excuse for Kurt Angle to be tapping out on Monday Night Raw. None. It's okay if he loses. I get it. You got to put over a superstar. It's Baron Corbin, the team captain, team leader of the Survivor Series for Monday Night Raw. You're going to have mostly heels for the Raw brand. You're not going to have Kurt Angle for the Raw brand. And this sets up for Kurt Angle to come and cause some chaos for the Raw team during the Survivor Series. So I like that aspect of it. But Drew McIntyre making Kurt Angle tap out? No, absolutely not. And I don't think this match should have happened on Monday Night Raw. Just used it to try to pop a rating. They could have done a much better job than this. And it just proves that WWE could have a couple decent weeks and then go right down the toilet. That's what this proves for Monday Night Raw. But you all let me know what you're thinking about Raw in the comments below. And then we go over to SmackDown Live. And SmackDown, it was a little bit different. Over on SmackDown, we saw some weird developments for the Survivor Series as far as the 5-on-5 elimination tag team match involving the team captains. Now, when you look at the team captains for SmackDown Live, it is weird, but at the same time, you can see great storylines for the future, and possibly The Miz screwing Daniel Bryan out of the match, and then it leading to more matches for the future, possibly for the WWE Championship, because there's no question that The Miz is going to get a shot at the WWE Championship once the Survivor Series is over. The Miz and Daniel Bryan named the co-captains of the Survivor Series team for SmackDown Live. Very intriguing stuff, and it made for an intriguing aspect of SmackDown tonight as they were battling back and forth all throughout the night, trying to figure out who was going to be on the Survivor Series team. Now, one of the things that WWE did that I know a lot of people are cringing on, that are just griping, moaning, and complaining about, and some people are praising. Shane McMahon being one of the participants on SmackDown Live's team for the Survivor Series. I'm not going to complain about it. I'm not going to praise it. I'm not going to do either one of those. Why? Because this is just Vince McMahon wanting Shane McMahon on the card. That's all this is. This is Vince McMahon trying to sell the Survivor Series just a little bit more. That's it. I'm not going to complain about it because complaining isn't going to do anything. Once the Royal Rumble gets here or WrestleMania gets here, people will complain about Shane McMahon being in another matchup because he will be in another match. The ones that don't like him wrestling. But he is in the Survivor Series elimination tag team matchup. The Usos defeat the New Day to become the captains of the Survivor Series tag team matchup. Now, I like this. I really enjoy this. I really like that they put the Usos as the captains of the Survivor Series team for SmackDown Live. Very, very good job by WWE. This almost feels like one of the awards or being rewarded to the Usos for beating Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles. Not once, but twice. You can almost feel that gift. Feel it being a gift for that. You really can. Because any other time, it would only make sense, it would only make sense that WWE would put the New Day as the captains. That's the feel that you would get, and this time the Usos get it. So it almost feels like they're being rewarded for it. I really like that. Now, hopefully, they get the tag team championships and things of that nature with the bar eventually down the road. But right now, this is a good reward for the Usos. Becky Lynch comes out and she's cutting a promo on Ronda Rousey, making a statement to her, when all of a sudden Nikki Cross interrupts Becky Lynch. I like this. NXT coming out to confront Becky Lynch. Don't see this happen too often. Last time you really saw a major thing like this happen, was thing that I remember most was Kevin Owens confronting John Cena. I like that they did this, and it made for a good environment for SmackDown, bringing NXT up, confronting, whether Nikki Cross stays for a longer period of time, couple weeks, or if this was just a one-off. Still remains to be seen. Probably just a one-off, honestly, because Becky Lynch still has to get ready completely for Ronda Rousey. But really enjoy how they brought NXT Nikki Cross up to confront Becky Lynch and have that matchup on SmackDown tonight. Good job by WWE. Rey Mysterio takes on Andrade Cien Almas. Rey Mysterio, look, there's no question. His first rivalry right now is going to be with Randy Orton. That is Randy Orton's next victim. Because Randy Orton laid waste to Rey Mysterio after this matchup. Rey Mysterio won, and then bam, RKO out of nowhere. Look, I think it's a shame how they're using Andrade Cien Almas. Barely around. I think Rey Mysterio and Almas could make a good rivalry. But I understand what they're doing here right now, using Rey Mysterio as another way to enhance Randy Orton's vicious character, because he's going to go and he's probably going to take Rey Mysterio's character away from him, just like he did Jeff Hardy. So I can see that going down that way. One thing I want to tell every single person that is watching me right now, and I hope somebody that is connected with WWE hears this. And that is, AJ Styles should win the matchup against Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series. He should win. If you look at the quality of work AJ Styles has put in, I know some people might say that his championship reign has been a little lacking here lately. You can't blame that on AJ Styles when you look at his entire reign and he's had 2 rivalries, practically. With that being said, AJ Styles, his reign, awesome. for the majority of the part, when you look at his work with Nakamura, how each match grew and built, fantastic. You cannot fault either man because some of those matches, and this goes out to anybody, and I hope somebody from WWE hears this. You can't fault either one of them for the first couple of their matches because they were holding them back from going all out. For the ones, and I even said it too, that said that their WrestleMania match was lackluster at best. Rivalry with Samoa Joe. Different style of match, but good rivalry. Promo-wise, things of that nature. Samoa Joe, here in opening the eyes of people. If you didn't have your eyes open about Samoa Joe, you did after that rivalry. AJ Styles really had a good rivalry with him. It was fantastic. And AJ Styles has not gotten the credit he has deserved because he has not actually main evented a pay-per-view under his championship title reign since the brand split ended on pay-per-view. Beat Brock Lesnar. Lesnar does not need the victory. He doesn't. AJ Styles deserves it. And honestly, that was SmackDown in a nutshell. And Daniel Bryan went absolutely ballistic at the end of SmackDown all over Samoa Joe. But that was SmackDown in a nutshell. This has been, pretty much your week of WWE on the main roster, if that is all you watch. So I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, leave me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. And don't forget to do everything that I mentioned at the beginning of this review. And of course, until I see you again, this is Webby, and I'll catch you on the other side. Talk to you later.